You want to travel with your family in order to create those lasting memories, but you're not rich. Well, newsflash, neither am I. So in this video, I will show you what we do in order to actually be able to travel frequently with our family. You have seen us in England, Ireland, Italy, France, the Netherlands, Denmark, Romania, Hungary, Spain, Greece, Turkey, and Scotland. I'll give you all the tips and tricks so that your family can travel too. All of these are exact methods that we use and have helped us save thousands. And if you don't know, we are heading to Scotland. I'm Sydney, and we are an American family with 4 kiddos with a die-hard love for travel. After traveling as a family for 9 years, we sold everything we owned and started a new adventure here in Romania. But now we are a full-time travel family who is a living proof that traveling can be done on a budget without being rich. If you want to see exactly how I plan our family trips, what goes into our itineraries, how we plan our days, and what our vacations look like, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel and get your free guide that our family actually uses. The link's in the description section below, and you can have a free peek into how we travel with less stress on a budget with kids that ultimately give us the opportunity, the ability to create these lasting memories together, which is of utmost importance. We are not trust fund babies or couch surfers. So let's talk about some of the lies that we have believed, we've been told over and over again, so that you can visit places with your family that are actually on your bucket list. So we do not have maxed out credit cards. We always use a budget. We have not had the privilege of telework jobs. In fact, we have been a single income family since the beginning. I have been blessed to be able to stay at home with our kids and homeschool. We have regular income and similar bills as every other family out there. So now you're probably thinking, like, so what's the difference, right? Well, simply put, we plan smarter and strategically, especially as a larger family. If not, costs can add up fast. So we use airline and hotel points, free travel credit card sign-up bonus points for free airfare. We use tools and apps, and we hunt for the best prices and deals. And honestly, of course, I can't forget to mention that we travel in the off and shoulder seasons to avoid your peak prices and large crowds. So our secret sauce tip number 1, research, 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 and then take a break, and then come back and research some more. We never plan or go into a trip unprepared, unplanned, or unequipped, because that's when you start making mistakes, and then you start overspending because you either have way too much free or downtime that you just start doing stupid things and spending money, or you forget to pack simple things that you're not thinking about, like an umbrella if it's raining, like maybe the appropriate water shoes for an activity you're going to be doing. And buying those things sometimes in your travel location can be double the cost than if you had just already had a better plan and had packed in, had a system ahead of time. We also use Google Flights, Capital One Travel for flights, Skyscanner, and double check direct flights on the airline web pages. Now, usually that's not where you're going to find the best deal, but sometimes in rare occasions, we have found that it is, like, specifically through Air France, it can be cheaper. So just check it, but just know that direct flights are sometimes on their website page themselves is not going to be the best bang for your buck, but it's always wise to research and to make sure that you're getting the best price. So our secret sauce tip number 2, timing is everything. By midweek, we almost never fly between Fridays through Sundays because the price is usually double than midweek flights. Actually, earlier this year, we grabbed airline tickets through Wizz Air from Romania to Hungary for 15 euros a piece, which was a steal of a deal. And we only packed carry-ons, which allowed for an extremely affordable long weekend with kids. Now, I know Not everybody is traveling from Europe to Europe, right? So that's perfectly fine. Most of you guys watching probably are having long haul flights from America to Europe, and that is what we did for years. So where we really banked on cashing in our airline travel points was those long haul flights through our Capital One Rewards card. When we went to Italy, we only paid for 3 out of 6 tickets using this method. So when my husband and I also went to Ireland, we had free airfare for the both of us. And honestly, that was our only trip that we have ever gone on without kids. And kids stayed with grandma and grandpa, but that also allowed my husband and I free airfare to and from Europe. So secret sauce tip number 3, do not travel when you want to travel. Travel when the prices are the best. So instead of Italy in July, travel to Italy in late March or early April, okay? This is exactly what we did to save money. So between 3 free airline tickets from the credit card travel points, then you throw in flying in the off season to like kind of the shoulder season, I would say, that saves our family of 6 a significant cost of around $4,000. So if you want to travel with your family and you're an average family that doesn't have money growing on trees in their backyard, this is an easy, simple sacrifice to make to be able to truly have the ability to travel with your family. Travel when it's most affordable, not when everyone else goes there. These are the small things that you start doing in the beginning that you learn from, you grow from, and then you kind of have them as a habit as you grow as a seasoned traveler. So our secret sauce tip number 4, if you can travel without checking a bag, do it. Checking a bag not only increases your airline ticket cost, but you need to check that it's included when you go to check out. But if it is not included, which means you're getting a higher priced ticket and you're having a basic ticket and it's not included, it can cost more when you're there at the airport to add it on than if you just bought one with it added on. So just keeping that in mind also to check the prices. So checking a suitcase, a piece of luggage, can easily cost you $100 per checked bag. Sometimes they're $50, sometimes they're $75, but more often than not, it's $75 to $100 per checked bag. So I would say just go ahead and think in your mind it's $100. Then you've got to include the waiting at baggage claim for them to unload the entire plane of the suitcases, then the anxiety of whether or not your bag's going to even show up on the belt with everyone else's, and then the hassle of rolling it through the airport, down the streets, or even possibly the cobblestone if you are in certain continents that have frequent cobblestone in tourist locations. Then you have tired, cranky, and hungry family members, hence why I said family members, not just kids, because it affects us all. So we skip the checked bags whenever that is actually possible, which is best done for smaller, shorter, or closer trips. And then we do laundry with our travel Tide Pods when it's needed. And if you're wondering what bags our family uses for overnight or carry-on bags, then go and check out my video on it where I did a deep dive into what our family's favorite overnight weekender travel bags. We purchased them on Amazon on a lightning deal for $20 per bag. And I kept them in my shopping cart, didn't purchase them because they were pricey until I got a notification that they were on a flash hot deal, and then I snagged those puppies. Also, make sure to check what your airline ticket includes, like I mentioned earlier, right? Does it personal items? It's always going to include that, right? Your small carry-on bag depends if it's like a budget airline or your distance. Usually you always get a carry-on bag, but just know it's different between domestic and long haul, and if you're specifically using a budget carrier. And the sizes is going to be a huge one for the carry-on overnight bag. You got to pay attention to the size specifications that each airline stipulates. Then you need to find out if your airline ticket includes your checked bag or not, if there's going to be an in-mill flight. Those are all super important things to be aware of when you are finding the perfect ticket at a discounted best price. Secret sauce tip number 5, places to stay. We don't stay in dodgy places or rat-infested places. We don't also stay in the Taj Mahal. Recently, we have begun using our hotel reward points for IHG and mainly Hilton. If you saw our recent trip to Turkey, you probably saw that my husband had unexpected surgery. And if you missed it, go watch it, check it out. But our trip went from originally 4 days to 10 days. And we stayed with Hilton the entire time and ended up having no points besides one night and earning silver status with just that one trip. Now, keep in mind that the location is going to play the biggest factor in your price during your trip. So the closer you are to like the it places, the more expensive it's going to be. Personally, our family usually stays closer to main attractions because historically we have had little ones that could not walk for long distances just to start the day off. And then you have to walk all day to your attractions. So we have slowly been able to pull back on being able to walk farther. We can stay a little bit more out. But when we had like 4 little ones, we did stay in the main area because it just made more sense for our family season during that time. This is super important, okay? Depending on the country that you are in, cabs or Ubers specifically have different laws on how many people that you are allowed inside, that if you are traveling with more than 3 people, you might be paying for 2 taxis or Ubers each way. And honestly, that can get expensive really, really easily. And you can sometimes make up the difference of your hotel price if you had just chosen to stay a little bit closer. So just know, are you staying somewhere that is kind of more moderate? Is it somewhere that's more affordable? Or is it on the higher end because your transportation cost will have that as well? But if you're using public transportation, it's not that big of a deal because usually public transportation is cheap. Just make sure that your hotel is near one of the public transportation main lines, the hubs. Sometimes your hotel price, if you had just chosen to stay a little closer, your travel time takes out of your time that you can do things as well. Sometimes cheapest is the best. But sometimes the cost can be made up in other places. So this is why our secret sauce tip number 1, research is so important ahead of time. Also, how much time are you really going to spend in your room every day? Are you mainly traveling to stay in the room, or are you traveling to explore and learn? Keep this type of trip that you have planned in mind when you're picking your accommodations, and specifically for the price and what each hotel offers, because the more it offers, sometimes the pricier it is. But are you actually going to be at the hotel to use these things like pools, gyms, kids activities, all spas, anything like this? If you're not going to be at the hotel to use them, then don't splurge on a hotel that offers them. So secret sauce tip number 6 is saving on your everyday expenses when you're actually there. Public transportation is a big one. Public transportation will cut out your cost massively, opposed to riding in a cab, an Uber, or a private hire car. And usually public transportation is safe and reliable, and you're gonna always have public transportation easily accessible to usually the main tourist area, so you won't have a problem getting around there. Breakfasts in your room from the grocery store, or if your hotel already includes free breakfast, is a great option. We always usually go to a grocery store when we get there and grab some things like waters and snacks and sometimes early stuff for the morning, so that you can just kind of quick and get your day rolling, and it's way more affordable than having to go to a breakfast restaurant every single day. Again, Uber is usually the most expensive type of car ride unless you're hiring a private car. So those are going to be what really kills your transportation cost the most. Tipping culture is, you need to look, is your service charge included on the itemized bill? Is gratuity already included? Keep those things in mind. And sometimes your service charge isn't personally going to your servers at the end of the night. So some places we've learned do things a little bit differently. So keep those in ahead of time, and also learn, and part of your research, how much do people leave for gratuity? Do they just round up €1 or 2? Is it a 10%? Is it a 15%? Is it 5%? Know these things ahead of time and save yourself the stress on the ground. It's also so important to learn about the city that you're in. Almost always you can find a free walking tour, or you can just stop when it works for your family if you get tired, or you can do a hop-on, hop-off tour. There's all different types. You can do like tuk-tuks, but the hop-on and hop-off tour are not cheap. Those are pretty pricey from what we've seen, but there's almost always a free walking tour of the city, and like on Get Your Guide, anywhere that you look. So go and do that, learn about the city, and it will give you maybe some sparks, some ideas of other things that you can do while you are on your trip. If you're wondering about all-inclusive stays, we have personally done this one time only, and that was in Crete, Greece. Relatively affordable because of the location, but also you lose some of that natural exploration of the island because you feel tied to the hotel and like you don't want to leave because you want to be there to get the most bang for your buck of it being all inclusive. So if you're looking for an affordable mix with the best experience, I'm not going to suggest an all-inclusive resort because it does take away from the full cultural immersion. But mainly all-inclusives are the best option if you're really looking for accessibility of everything being right there, and maybe you're looking for a little bit more of like a chill, I don't want to do anything, I truly just want to rest and reset, then that would be a great option for your family if that's the type of trip you are looking for. So to recap, our family has traveled to 9 countries and 3 different continents this year. It's about changing your priorities and shifting your mindset. Swap your soft drinks for water at restaurants and easily watch your bill go down over your week. But this is not about being stingy. Get the ice cream, get the dessert for the kids. It's all about learning to travel smart. It is possible to do. And as always, thanks for watching and happy trekking.